You are listening to Maximum Pew Pew, an actual play RPG podcast. Maximum Pew Pew follows continuous storylines and are meant to be enjoyed from the beginning. This episode follows the Dead Sons storyline and may contain spoilers for the Dead Sons Adventure Path published by Paizo Incorporated. Gameplay segments may contain mature themes and adult language. In this episode, the party begins their expedition into the Ukulam wilds. You visit Kabarat's Port Authority. If you look them up on Space Google, get directions. You find that Kabarat will conduct trade by land, sea, and air. And like many other settlements on Castrovel, the Port Authority also maintains a number of magical gateways known as Ayudara, or more colloquially known as Elf Gates.
Don't like calling them that, though.
These are not large enough to sustain heavy traffic, so the local port authorities manage use of the gateways to prioritize shipments from those who pay a premium for instant transportation. Most of these portals are in Kabarat's Gateway District, a smaller area along the city's eastern side, where use of the portals rarely interferes with the busy harbor and spaceports. So you go to the port, it's busy and it's very industrial. It's not really meant for consumers or, the general populace, so it's very
I'm just trying to get this image of Stargate SG-1 as a truck stop.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Well, maybe more similar to the Atlantis ones, but
Yeah.
yeah.
What's your armor?
16 and 17?
No, what's the EAC and KAC bonus?
4 and 5.
Okay.
So
what is your armor?
3 and 4.
3 and 4. This basic Lashunta Temp Weave is better.
Oh,
It's
hang on.
4 and 4 with a max bonus of 5.
What level
It's a
is
level
it?
4 item.
All right, let me take a look at it.
197.
he studied it pretty thoroughly.
Oh. Oh.
It's good. It's quality.
Tastes delicious.
Best quality. You can really tell the perspiration that went into making this. This blood, sweat, and tears.
Alright, well, I am pretty freaked out now.
I don't do that.
It smells like fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't make creepy noises, but
Do you?
in real life, it seemed like an appropriate time to make a creepy noise. So
Well, okay, hold on. Hand that back. So I'm going to try to... Okay. I only need to use the half of this, because I'm small, so the half of it that he didn't lick, I'll use that.
Well, you take the top half and wear it like a very long shirt, and then you take the extra sleeves off and turn them into pants.
Well, you use the extra sleeves for
I'm
the
an
leg
operative.
holes.
I'm not like, I'm not like a, Dickensian orphan wearing an oversized tunic.
I'm sure you can get it. I'm sure you can get it modified like really.
Well,
quick.
I mean, this is Lashunta ringwear modified for a Kasatha body. They can probably do something.
No, it's standard. It's
Yeah.
Usually,
Trust
I think
me.
it's listed somewhere that when you buy stuff, it is made for your
As a
for your body
halfling
type.
in a human universe, I know the tricks.
Done this before. So, were you going to the Port Authority with? Were you telling anybody you were going to the Port Authority? Like, did you tell the detectives? Like, that was your next step?
I mean, we could.
No, but we talked to the detective about it before we left.
Okay.
So we probably would have said, "Hey, we're going to go to this place now.
Cool.
Please don't shoot us if there's an incident."
No. Actually, it's quite the opposite. As you get to the Port Authority, there's actually already a employee waiting for you.
That's not concerning.
Well, she tells you the detectives called and said that they would be sending some private investigators.
What? Calling ahead?
Yeah.
A common courtesy?
What
I don't believe it.
what armor are you wearing currently that you're switching out?
Lashuntas all
carbon
have
skin
charisma
graphite.
bonuses,
Okay.
so
I'm gonna include
they're
that
all
on
about
my
being
sale
nice
list.
and pleasant.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's what a charisma 12 gets you, the ability to call ahead before you can visit someplace.
Right.
I like that.
So, Rayuri is the gate controller for the Port Authority. She's very professional. Like, she definitely takes her job very seriously. So, when someone says that, you know, there may have been uniformed employees that broke into the university, she's taking this very seriously.
Right.
She will direct you to like her office that has like computers and all that stuff. The detectives weren't very specific as to what was happening. Can you tell me what you've found, and then we can kind of go from there and look at our personnel logs and.
All right. Well, we'd be interested to see if you have any missing uniforms. Yes, that got rid of the armor check penalty.
Yes, we have reason to believe you may have some missing uniforms.
I will have to check with our HR department on that. They usually handle the requisition of uniforms and whatnot for employees.
Yeah, and I guess we also need to discuss the nature of the. Do you handle the travel permits into the name of the jungle that I've?
I can look into them. Yeah.
Okay.
There's multiple people that do it. I'm not the only person, but yeah, we can.
Well,
look
okay.
into
Yeah,
that.
I meant by you. I meant you collectively.
Absolutely. That's something I can do.
Okay, because we're looking at a party of about 15 people that are looking to be entering that area under a combination of legit and falsified documents.
15, you say?
Yeah.
Have a
That
group like
reminds me of
that
a group.
pass through here.
Along with gear for an extended trip.
Yeah, that I do recall that one because it was a very large number. Let me see if I can pull
It's
it
probably
up
under
here.
academic pretenses.
So she goes through the info here. It's like, okay, let's see here. Found it. 15 individuals, laboratory equipment, cryogenically frozen organic compounds, specialty foodstuffs, authorized by the Cabaret University of Xenoarchaeology and Xenoanthropology. Looks like customs confirmed the contents of the crates, but wow, this isn't very detailed. She looks through a little bit more. One moment. You can kind of see the concern on her face, like you've asked somebody a question and they're finding that something was done incorrectly. So they're trying to, like, maybe I can dig a little bit deeper and save some face here. She looks and looks like, there's not a lot of specifics onto the equipment that was put in here. I mean, it was signed off by a Port Authority employee, but there's normally anything specialty like this, we would have documentation. We'd have any type of paperwork as far as declaring customs, insurance. None of that happened here.
Is the employee who signed off on it, is their name on the document?
Yep. We can. I can forward this off to HR here. See if we can get some more information. We're pretty large. I don't know all the employees by
Right, I
name.
get
I'm not
you.
familiar with this one, but yeah, I'll forward this to HR. See if they can get any more information about this this person, because certainly, if this was legitimate, they didn't quite do their job. They got a little lax. Let's see. Passengers. There were a Kasatha, Sheeran, 2 humans, and 11 Lashuntas.
Okay.
All right. Well, as it turns out, we're going to need to follow them. What do we need to do to make the arrangements to be able to pass?
Oh. Well, you're going to need proper authorization to be able to travel to Ukulam.
Where will you get that?
So, no offense, I can tell you guys are not local.
No, but we are deputized as local law enforcement.
So, the continent's been considered off limits by essentially all 3 major governing bodies of the planet, so it goes even beyond our jurisdiction. There's only a few dozen military and scientific outposts even in Ukulam's coastline. Pretty much the only way you're going to be able to get in there legitimately is through academic or resupply.
Well, we do have a legitimate academic reason to be here. We just got caught up in this deal trying to... Well, because the professor that we're working with was one of those kidnapped by your people dressed as Port Authority.
Yeah,
Remember that time we didn't want to go into your jungle and then people got kidnapped on your watch?
if you're working with the university, it shouldn't be very difficult for you to be able to get the proper...
All right.
We gotta
proper
go through
stuff
the
in
university, not law
right.
enforcement.
Well, I mean, if nothing
Yeah.
else, we could
So
call
let's-
this, we're resupplying those 15 people with legitimacy.
Yeah, let's text the university.
Are we
Hey, university
supplying them
personnel.
Handcuffs?
Yes.
Okay.
Mainly,
And we're going to make the expedition
Yeah.
legitimate.
I'm sure some of them will be resupplied with lasers to the face. That happens sometimes.
Well, especially when you are shooting at them.
Well, if they ask me to shoot at them by pulling a knife on me, that was their dumb request.
We've had a long day, sorry.
No, it's... I understand, and I fear that mine's about to get a little bit longer. But I do appreciate you bringing this up and filling us in. Our HR department will look a bit more into what appears to be very sloppy customs work.
I dare say that a number of them are probably taking bribes from what we've gathered in our investigation so far. I realize that it's an occupational hazard in customs.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. We'll look into that and we'll send what information we do find to you.
All right.
Together.
Well, we appreciate that. We'll be, we're not looking to make a big scene. We're just looking to rescue our friends.
You said you were going to send a message to Professor Muhali.
Yeah.
Okay.
Text it up to her
Yeah,
real quick.
she sends back. Yeah, please come back to the university at your earliest convenience.
Okay.
BRT.
We'll get an Uber. We'll get there real quick.
Okay. So you cast
We need
for
our own.
Fel.
We need our own. We need our own vehicles.
They're not too expensive, especially if you get like motorbikes.
Yeah, okay, we get motorbikes because that's cool.
Yeah, we'll look into getting like a full suite of motorbikes to.
Right.
To take on planet side.
I mean,
Oh,
we
yeah.
do have a spaceship, so like an all-terrain tank, just in case you need that, and a couple motorbikes could be
It
useful.
worked for the Normandy.
I'm just thinking like
Yeah, just an SRV and
I'm thinking like Star
shop.
Fox, like
just throw
Landmaster.
Omnigel at it
You know
until
what?
it's fixed. And
Yeah. Give me a Mako every day.
so you return
Physics
to,
for those.
You return to the university. Dr. Muhali says, I have taken the liberty of contacting the Starfinder Society to get some additional information about everyone so I could get the necessary paperwork going to get your passports, essentially, taken care of.
Right, cool.
Cool.
I figure time is of the essence, so I I don't want to rush you, but at the same time, I want to make sure you all have sufficient preparations because from what I've read and from what I've heard, from the Elf Gate to the actual site could take anywhere between 10 to 14 days of travel on foot. 10 to 14 days.
Okay.
So I would like to extend to you a stipend for the purchase of any supplies that you may need for this expedition, and will do whatever I can to help assist you get these supplies.
Do you have anyone who can provide us with recommendations as to what would be suggested? I've had some field training, but obviously, jungles, your planet's wildlife are a different scale from most others.
You're talking about a whole department of xenobiologists and xenoarchaeologists and whatever.
Right.
So they'll be able to.
I don't want a textbop in a semester
Right.
of training. I want, here is the list of things so you don't die.
Yeah. So she will make the appropriate calls to particular professors and get you like the 101 level
Okay.
stuff.
Just the syllabus. Just the syllabus.
Yeah.
Like not even that, but like just what presentations do they have for the layperson? Like the the Planet Casterville special on Discovery.
Right. Gotcha.
So you'll get that information. Pretty much out of character. You're dealing with very dense jungle and wilderness. It is. You're looking at probably about a 120-mile trek once you get there. So again, depending on how well you're able to follow your directions or tracks or anything like that, it's going to take obviously over a week.
Okay.
120 miles.
Is the weather so much that our gear will not be able to sustain us?
Well, it's about to get there. The region, the days are long, hot, and muggy. Temperatures rise above 90 degrees shortly after dawn. So you'll have to endure very hot conditions for about 12 hours each day. So if you use about 12 hours... So your spacesuit, depending on the level, provides that many days of environmental protection. So if you have a level 1 suit, that is 1 day or 24 hours. So if you switch on and off at appropriate times,
You can stretch it.
you can
Right.
stretch it to 2 days. So let's see here. Let's look at page.
What level is your armor?
5.
What level is yours?
5.
Yours is 4 and mine is 3, so I can do it for 6 days.
That's where we're going to have a problem.
So let's talk about hot weather real quick.
Yeah.
Heat deals non-lethal damage to the victim. Character can't recover from the damage by a hot environment until she gets out of the heat and cools off. A character in very hot conditions, above 90 degrees, must attempt a fortitude save throw each hour or take
1d4
1d4 non-lethal fire. Characters wearing heavy clothing
stroke.
or armor of any sort take -4 penalty to their saving throws. Character can attempt a survival check to receive a bonus for the saving throw and might be able to apply this bonus to other characters as well. See page 148.
Okay, so it'd be a little easier to make these checks if we weren't wearing armor.
Well,
Well,
the armor
I
keeps
think
us
it's
from
the heavy
having...
armor.
Right, this says any armor, but
So further down,
the armor keeps us from having to even make those checks
Yep.
until our environmental protections wear
yeah.
off.
Character who takes any damage from heat exposure suffers from heat stroke, same as the fatigue condition. These penalties end when the character recovers from the non-lethal damage she took from the heat.
And they said it was going to take us anywhere from 6 to 8 days to get there.
Oh, much longer than that, probably
Probably 10
like
days.
10 to 14.
like 10 to 14.
Okay, so...
Okay.
So none of us have the armor to make it, technically, unless we really made that very quick.
However,
10-day
Is
trip.
there any way to recharge stuff on armor?
I don't know about armor, but
That's
give me a moment
what
here.
I was actually going
Yeah,
towards.
let me look.
Doo-doo-doo. No, it's not under tech. It's under other items. Other
And the stipend she guys gave you
purchases.
was, what was it, 2,500 credits?
25.
So that's
Mobile hotelier. Tents known as mobile hoteliers are advanced and include systems that provide their occupants the same environmental protections as armor while active. Requires a 20 charge battery to provide the protection. Uses 1 charge every 8 hours. It's considered a technological item for effects and abilities that target or disable technology. Even if the protection is removed, tent can still be used as a mass-produced tent. So, that being said, that
Could
should...
we stay in the tent during the hot 12 hours and travel during the cold 12 hours?
That might
extend our-
potentially be an option. We're going to have to take batteries for our tents, but
Right.
I've already got one of those.
How much are they?
They are 50 credits.
How much are the batteries?
I mean, the regular price of batteries.
how many people does one of those tents?
It's like single person. I believe.
So, okay, we need 4
Yeah.
of them.
Uh,
That's
Oh,
200
wait,
credits a
hold
tent.
on.
Recharging the duration requires access to a functional starship or an environment recharging station. And takes 1 minute per day that you're recharging.
Standard tent has occupancy of 2 people. You can double the occupancy by doubling the price.
Anything that
How
will
much is that
recharge.
tent? And
It's 50 credits, and that's for the fancy version that is going to have the protections that we need. If
okay,
anything
so it's
else,
got a micro air conditioner in it.
essentially, yeah. But
Okay.
I mean, you can completely seal it, and it
How-
is airtight.
How battery wise? How
one
how long?
charge for
One
8
charge for
hours.
every 8 hours.
Okay, how many
So
charges does it come with?
it doesn't come with
It's
a
a-
battery. You have to get a battery for it.
But
Okay.
a basic battery of 20.
But I mean,
would
it is
be-
the same battery that you use for your weapons. So
Yeah, so any power cell or battery, anything that will recharge a battery or a power cell will also recharge the armor's environmental protections.
but I don't think we have
No,
anything that can charge a
the
battery.
language in that makes me think that that's different. But
Yeah, I don't think it's that you can use a battery. I think it's that if you have the facilities to charge a battery,
It
you
will.
have the facilities
yeah,
to
because it
recharge
talks about
your
the
armor.
environmental recharging station,
Right.
which is going to be different than hooking it up to a solar battery charger.
So that being said, we only need one additional tent
Okay,
because I've got one.
how much are they?
They're 50 credits.
All right, well, I can cover the second one. So that'll cover us for night, but that still gives us the issue that at some point, depending on how long this is going to be, especially if we're walking through the jungle, that the batteries in our armor are going to wear out.
Okay, so it gets so cold.
Well, no, it has nothing to do with cold.
No,
it's
it's
just like
the-
during the day, 12 hours of the day. So we'll say from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., it's over 90 degrees.
Right, and,
And
the
then
tent
after
allows
that-
us to ignore that?
No, the tent will
The
give
tent
us-
is like armor, but it's like usually for like when you're sleeping, so you don't have to worry about that wall.
So,
Right.
so we'll
also,
put
it
things in
means that
perspective.
that the tent also gives us a place that if we do take that damage,
you can recover.
we can recover from it.
So,
Okay.
okay, but the evenings are going to be cool enough to where
Okay,
you can
so
do
the
that as
tent
well.
is not actually a big deal.
No, so
So-
like if we were to stay
So I was
holed
thinking,
up
it's like,
during the day,
you're
we
right,
might
we
be able to
travel
travel
at
at night.
So yeah, those are the
And
options.
then if we run
I'm
out of
saying.
tent, then we have our
You
armor
guys
to carry
could
us.
travel
further.
during the day. You would need some way to recharge your armor. You could
Oh.
travel during the night, stay in one of these tents during the day, kind of like you're in the desert. But the problem with traveling at night is that
Is-
it's dark.
Jungle.
That it's
I mean,
dark.
we have tech to fix that, but
Well, I have
we-
dark vision
got a-
because of my armor upgrade,
We got a
but
pretty sweet knife that acts like a light.
we
That's
do.
all we need.
Speaking of which, anybody else want it?
I
are there portable environmental recharge stations?
All right.
I don't think the recharge station, no, but
No, there's not.
Essentially, the tent allows us to conserve the armor a bit more.
Yeah. So if
at
you
the
wanted
cost of
to
a
travel
battery.
at night
Yeah.
on a couple,
Well, okay, so I have level 3. If we were to sleep,
get a second pair of armor.
if we were to say, if we were to sleep, say,
That will do it.
8 hours, because we have to sleep 8 hours anyways, right?
Yep.
That's like the whole thing. So if we were to sleep 8 hours during the hottest part of the day,
Right.
we would still have daylight for part of our travel, and we'd only be using up 4 hours of our environmental protection a day, which would extend it by a lot.
It would be 6 days per level.
6 days per level, which is way more than enough.
All right, so that will be our plan.
Yeah.
So you're gonna.
Whenever
with a pair
it
of
gets to,
tents.
yeah, when it gets to that point where we have to start like shit, we got to turn on environmental for protections. We will like throw out the tents, sleep for 8 hours, wake up, break down, and go.
What's that tent called?
It is a mobile hotelier. And I'm probably pronouncing the heck out of that wrong.
It sounds right,
It looks like it's a French
but
word.
that's really all that matters if it sounds right.
So that's
so once
50 fucking gold. That's 50
It's
gold
50
out of
credits.
this.
Yeah, it's 50 credits. It's 50
Okay.
credits, and we only need one. The
But
problem
it's a
is
tent.
it's a battery operated tent.
So
Right.
we need like a high capacity battery or something.
Well, it only takes the 20 charge, but I mean the 20 charge batteries are dirt cheap.
and how
and-
much do they last?
It's one charge every 8 hours.
Right.
So I mean, at worst, we're using 2 charges a day.
So
Here.
we're set.
Yeah.
So 2 batteries per tent, and we've got plenty of margin.
So here, you carry this one I just bought, and we'll have his tents and not his tents.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
That means we're all sleeping together except for Cena.
No.
Okay. Okay, I'm also making another purchase here. R2Es, if I might suggest those for folks.
Yep. So ready to eat.
R2Es or field rations.
Because you
Okay.
will be out in the field for several weeks, and then
Right.
there's the prospect of having to come back.
Right.
So R2Es are one day.
They're MREs. I believe it is it's a day. It's a 24-hour.
Yeah, like it's.
Yeah.
They're not US.
Eat
They're
this.
like everything
How much
else.
do they cost?
They're 1 per.
Yeah.
They are light bulk each, though. That's the.
So we need. Okay.
This has enough calories and nutrition to survive you
It's a
day.
24-hour MRE.
So we need.
I hope you like energy bars.
Realistically, it's 15 out there. 15 days out there. Yes. So we need 30, which means we need 120.
That means that
How much do they cost each?
they
One.
are.
That's
they're
only
1 credit
120 gold.
each.
So far, we
field
are at-
rations are.
The best kind of radio.
How much? How much?
Field
How much
rations
is that
are-
battery?
It's under the ammunition. Like it's over with weapons.
Isn't it like 30 or something like that?
It might be 60, but like I've got a spare, but I also.
I mean, we have a
battery-powered
ton of
mag.
money, so if it's, we can literally buy 4. Boom.
They're
We're
60
mo-
credits each.
60 credits each. So if we buy 4, that's 240.
Yep.
Yeah, because 2 batteries, and we'd be able to run those tents and have the whole way.
Okay. Well, with what we have spent, we have not even spent 500 credits yet out of
Oh, is that
2,500.
including the second tent? Or
Yeah, 50 for the second
it's
tent.
50.
I actually wrote that down.
A bunch
so.
for batteries. I'm gonna pick up a couple of batteries because.
Is there like a
batteries.
sled we can take with us? Because I can't just carry all this shit.
What I was going to suggest.
We're allowed 0 vehicles out there.
Correct.
Like not
Null
even little
space.
tiny vehicles.
Not even.
A null space thing. I can't remember the name of it. I saw it earlier because I was looking at that and I was
Is it like a bag of holding?
kind of. It's like a little box you put on the strap of your backpack, and then it's like button, give me thing from extra dimensional space.
How much is it? How much do it cost?
No space
Those
chamber.
those are a bit pricier. They're like 2,500 for a Mark One.
So a Mark 1 is 3,050.
I was off by a grand.
A null space chamber is a circular device often designed to be strapped to an armor backpack. When you press a button on the side, the device creates a circular extra-dimensional rift to a pocket space, the size of which is determined by the model. You can close it by pressing the button again, causing the entrance to the space to disappear. Anything stored within the space remains, however, traveling with the item. Null space chamber can be opened and closed only from the outside. The only air within the pocket space is what enters when you open the entrance.
How much does it cost again?
It is
3,500.
sorry, 3,050.
Oh, 3,000.
3,050. Okay.
You can close up to 25 bulk in this device's pocket space, a 3-foot cube. You can hold enough air for one medium creature or two small creatures for 10 minutes.
Like one of those would literally hold all of our
Yeah,
supplies.
25.
give me a
Overall.
second.
That's
It's okay.
amazing.
It's expensive.
Give me a second.
That's exactly what we need. I would chip in on that for the group.
I'll chip in it.
I'll put in
I don't
some
have a
money.
lot, but I have 425 credits.
I mean,
so I
that's the party's bag of holding.
Yes.
Okay.
can, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that means with the tent, the batteries, and the rations, and that, after we spend the stipend, we all need to make up 960 credits.
Oh, okay.
So it's like
So that divided 4
250.
ways is what?
less than 250.
240 to be exact.
240. So
mean,
everyone
I
spend
will pitch
240.
in 240 credits for that.
I need math.
Who wants to wear it?
I'll wear it.
And
Because, I mean, you can just clip that to
for
your
reference,
backpack.
I
Yeah,
did
it just
go
goes
shopping
on.
for some med kits. And some healing serum.
Yeah, I was going to pick up. My suggestion was going to be I'm going to pick up another med patch and another serum of healing.
185.
So I've got two of those. Two of those.
All right, guys. I have 185 credits left that I could spend on anything, but I know there's probably not a lot
Well,
of things.
there's not much you're going to be able to spend it on in the wilderness.
No.
Right. So is there anything we need for 185 or cheaper?
Hold on here. Did you pick up MREs for everybody?
Yes, I picked up 120, which is enough for 30 days
Okay.
for everybody.
Okay. I've got 3
You know, this
on
is
my
stuff
person.
that if we don't use it all, we sure as heck need to keep it on the spaceship.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, I've...
And the nice thing is we can literally just unclip this little void thing, and it can be all like and just like clip it in a utility cabinet and be like, all right, guys, let's go, and just grab it and be
Yeah,
like, we
yeah,
are
your
set.
bug out
So you-
bag?
Yeah, it's our bug out bag.
Well, bug out box.
Sorry.
I don't know.
That you might be a little sensitive to.
Yeah.
it's the
It's not inaccurate.
I suppose even a Sheeran would
is
have
not
to be
inaccurate.
like a bug at some point.
I mean, that is technically...
So,
yes.
considering most of your purchases are sort of survival gear, you will be taken to a place that they utilize very frequently. They're familiar with the needs of the university.
I'll ask for the Starfinder discount. I'll show more cards.
Okay. Yeah, they'll say, sure. It's the same as our university discount. Exactly the same as the university discount, which is to say no.
Right. So this is what we need. We need tiaras of translocation. Except you wouldn't catch Cena dead in a tiara.
Have to make it some other.
How much are serums of healing, Mark ones?
50. They are 50. Med patches are 50. An actual med kit is 100.
So you'll make your purchases, and we'll kind of catch up with any other purchases you make. Professor has gotten your essentially your paperwork in order. So you have your official authorization.
I'll buy 3 serums then.
And there is little regular transport between Kabarat and Ukulam. In addition, starship landings on the continent are tightly restricted due to its status as a wilderness preserve. However, you do have visas to visit Ukulam via the Ayodhara to reach Terhalu Point without losing significant time in transit. The eastern coast of Ukulam is hours ahead of Kabarat, making it a completely different time of day when you arrive.
So the other team, were they going by Elfgate? Or were they...
Yep.
Okay.
And they left a while back, but you will learn this here shortly.
Okay.
The station at Terhalu Point sits at the tip of a broad peninsula covered in rolling plains and expanses of tall, pelgrane grasses that shimmer with violet hues in the wind. Short-lived blooms of magenta fungus tower nearly 20 feet over the landscape, Though many have begun to wilt, and others are marred by bite marks of half a dozen sizes. Trumpeting calls echo across the plains as immense six-legged creatures with long swooping necks trek steadily across the grass toward the western jungles. Beyond rises the Singing Range, its peaks barely visible through the haze. There's a map. And I have to find it. Ooh. It's not getting too... There's Ukulam. Where's our Kabarat? Kabarat. There we go. So, this map here, Kabarat, is where you guys were.
Okay.
You essentially elf-gated here.
So we went from Spain to New York.
That's what it looks like.
Nice.
So where it was pretty much evening, it's now, we'll say, morning of the first day.
Great. This day was bad enough. Now we have to go through 6 more hours of it.
Yep.
Wait, their days are super long?
Well, no, I mean,
we just teleported
you jet lagged like
6
super hard.
time zones.
Yeah.
You know how you fix that? You eat.
I heard that bare toes on the carpet.
Yeah, make fists with your toes. Die Hard reference. Fist with your toes. I'm surprised Tiffany isn't yelling immediately.
It's the only Christmas movie worth watching.
Let's see here. Once one of Kabrat's minor military outposts on Ukulam, Turhalu Point has been decommissioned for more than 20 years. It still maintains a token security force to keep the wildlife at bay, but industrious researchers have converted most of the gun turrets and bunkers into greenhouses and biology labs.
Hooray!
Among the researchers is Dr. Kaher Al-Nuaf, actually a male human, one of the ranking scientists and a grant beneficiary of the Kabrat University of Xenoarchaeology and Xenoanthropology. Having received the school's recent call for assistance, he is nearby to greet you when you arrive. He will tell you that, yes, the group came through here. It was little more than a day ago.
Oh, that's
that
better
they
than
came
I
through.
hoped.
Yeah.
We can make up that time.
So
that means we're not
he
too far
will say
behind.
that the group was mainly armed Lashunta mercenaries. They were headed towards some elven ruins to the northwest, perform an archaeological survey with the oversight of Dr. Silstarny. He will note that she looked a bit groggy and maybe ill, though.
Well, she had been kidnapped, so it's possible they had drugged her.
The research outpost has numerous maps of the region and survey data from aircraft that have flown over most of the continent. So based on your anecdotal notes and the maps created by Halquim Zen years ago, Dr. Al-Nuaf estimates that the journey to the abandoned city will take about 10 to 12 days of steady travel on foot. He advises you that the route should lead them first through the fairly sparse lowlands around Turhalu Point into the dense subtropical rainforest to the northwest and finally into the foothills of the Singing Range. So it's kind of not the most direct route, but you know, the direct route is probably not the best way to go anyway in this particular case. Dr. Al-Nuaf has also been instructed to provide you with additional gear requisitioned from the project's inventory. This includes...
After we spend all that money.
Well,
We spent a lot of their money.
that's
Good
okay.
point.
This includes some Lashunta Ringwear 2.
Oh, that's but I just bought that like last time.
Well, you can sell it for 1/10 of what you paid for it.
A carbon steel curve blade. Let's see. A sticky bomb grenade 2.
Yeah, that's good. Give me.
Working on it. 4 doses of Tier 1 antitoxin.
That sounds important.
Yeah, sure does.
Okay, ringwear is heavy armor, isn't it?
Yeah, I actually have it right here on the.
getting these cut out.
-2 penalty and a max dex bonus of 2.
Let's see what else was here. 4 doses of spray flesh.
That's important.
That sounds just so delicious.
Well,
It's a med kit in a can.
it's not to eat.
I mean,
Is there protein in it?
Oh, yeah. Well, absolutely.
Well, if we get down to starvation mode, we have flesh
Spray?
in the can.
flesh.
Right. So what we do
Also, we have nearly a
Is-
gross of MREs. We're good.
is we kill a dinosaur, we hack out a bunch of its meat and eat it, and then when we run out of that, we put all the spray flesh in there to make more dinosaur meat, and then we eat it too.
Oh, God. Spray flesh is an advanced biotech medical device that sprays neutral biomass in a wound or area of concern, such as a clearly diseased or poisoned section of the body. If you have ranks in medicine, a dose of spray flesh allows you to attempt a check to treat deadly wounds on a creature that has already received its limit of treat deadly wound benefits for the day. If you succeed at a
that's
DC
good.
25 medicine check, the next time such a creature rests for 10 minutes and spends a resolve point to regain stamina, it can instead gain the benefit of your medicine check to treat deadly wounds.
Oh,
So,
for hit points.
If you are not trained in medicine, a dose of spray flesh acts as a med patch.
so there's all that stuff. Everybody will also receive.
So we save that for...
Yeah, everyone will also receive 3 weeks of field rations and a 100 credit ammunition stipend that you can use right here, right now, for ammo.
Yep.
Dirty.
We have so much food.
Well, they didn't.
We're just, you know what? We're gonna eat a T-Rex because we're just gonna be all like, "Here's a week worth of field rations," and when it comes up to chow, we're just gonna be like, "Boom, steak dinner."
That's an option. That's a
How much ammo?
I mean, it
does
might be a
100
terrible
credits give you?
option
Because
because I feel like a T-Rex.
Kinetic rifle, the dangerous orphan.
That's a long arm.
Yeah.
Dude, does this carbon steel curve blade, is that better than what you have?
I don't think it's a
Operative weapon?
Let me check.
Because it's
Did
pretty
someone write
baller.
down the special ammunition? Because I wrote down that there was 4 cartridges of special ammunition, but I didn't actually write what they were.
I think
For
we
the
already
dangerous
threw away Jared's paper.
It messes undead. I remember that.
Well, there's several different types of
Right. There
special
was
ammo.
4 different magazines.
And now I
trying
gotta
to do
focus
math.
on looking up everything.
I don't think that
Ammo.
curve blade is
long
in this
arm.
book.
Add
Where the heck
another
is it?
battery.
Long arm ammo is 75 credits for 25 cartridges,
Okay. I'll go ahead.
and then you could get like 5 flares.
I have a
Because
dozen flares.
All
And a
right.
flare gun.
5 flares and 25 rounds it is then.
Okay. Anyone else curious about ammo prices that might want to use their stipend?
I
Battery.
mean,
I've got that pulled up right here.
Batteries are 60.
long arm.
75 credits for 25 cartridges.
75 credits for 25.
Correct.
And batteries are 60.
Batteries are 60.
Carbon steel curve blade was what it was?
That sounds like a
I'm pretty sure that's out of there.
melee.
Knife fiber net.
1d10 small critical bleed, 1d6 bulk 2 level none special analog.
That's what the
Yeah,
Carbon
carbon
curves.
blade. Level
Yeah,
4,
curve blade.
1d10 slashing, critical effect bleed 1d6.
Oh, it's in small. I'm an idiot.
Analog.
so it's not operative.
It's a 2-handed, big ass great sword.
So you guys,
It's an elven curve blade.
you guys want to sell it?
Well, can you use
For
it?
2230.
I mean,
I
I
think it's
don't.
as big as I am.
I mean, no, I'm not interested in using it.
I can't use it.
Okay, you're not going to use it.
Probably not.
All right.
No, I spent
It's
my
cool.
I spent my.
It is really
ammunition
cool. It'd be
stipend
awesome for the guy
on
who
a
actually
battery
went
and a
like
bunch of
melee
mags.
build, but
If
Yeah.
you're done with these, you can tear them and throw them.
Okay, well,
that's what it was there for. It was the guy who was
Okay.
like, but you guys just keep dropping guns, and I wield giant swords. And the game was like, fine, here's a sword.
So no one needs the Lashunta ringwear too?
I'm wearing it, yeah. So no.
I don't think so. I've got a
Is it light armor?
I've got an
it's
SX
heavy.
suit too.
Okay. Well, we'll sell it because I think mine's. What is the bonuses for it?
+8 and +10.
I mean,
+8
that's-
energy, +10 kinetic.
That's why his AC is so high.
Also,
Right.
if you keep a hold of
Max
it,
dex
it's
bonus +2.
armor with environmental protection on it.
yeah.
Good point.
You know,
we can
you know
use
what
it.
happens is I just change it out and say, oh, this Golem Forge plate's kind of ghetto, and put on that Lashunta
If
ringwear
we've got
too.
room in the portable hole, let's shove it in there.
Yeah,
along with my old armor.
We can hold 3 cubic feet up to 25
Because
volts.
we're not going to be able to use credits for the next presumably 30 days, so might as well just throw everything in the hole.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know,
And the hole goes.
in the hole it goes.
I have a
Alright.
hygiene kit.
But in the long run, that's
might
just
be
getting
important.
sold. That shit's
So-
getting sold.
Let's.
Gotta keep your antenna clean.
Here's what's going down.
It's got things
Here's our
like
progress bar here. Your
I
goal
like this.
is to make it to the checkpoint. Each of these boxes, if you get a good, solid day of travel, you should be able to progress 1 box a day. If anything holds you up or if there's any problems, it'll be less than a box a day. Here's your calendar. This is how many days that you have traveled. So you can keep track of any meals you've eaten, any environmental protections you need to use, etc.
Slightly off topic, but I once did an orienteering race. It was pretty fun.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it was actually kind of cool. You just paid like $20 to join, and we were just doing it for fun because it was for class credit when I was at WVU.
Yeah.
And he's like, you could either do the lab or you can do this race. And I was like, doing the race. And so me and a friend did it, and they just drop you off at Cooper's Rock, and they give you a map with a
Compass
bunch of
and a map
checkpoints.
and- yeah.
And every checkpoint you find has a custom hole punch that you punch your card with. And like,
Oh, cool.
you see how many checkpoints you could get to within the given time limit.
Well, that's neat.
It was pretty cool just to hike around Cooper's Rock and do that all day.
That would be fun.
That is neat. So, in order for you guys to make progress, you're going to have to make survival checks. You can either do orienteering based off of the survey maps and the maps the historic maps and directions that you've received. Survival check's a little bit tough, but it's going to help you make full progress. Alternatively, you can go by the tracks. You had a group of 15 people and heavy equipment that went through these woods about a day ago. It's easier to track them, but the problem is you have to be so meticulous that you're stopping, looking. You're only going to get about 9 miles a day, so you're making about 75% of the progress that you had hoped for.
Okay, so it's easier, but we're not going to cut them off the pass.
Correct.
Right.
All right. Hold on one second.
Because of all the research and everything that you've done and your collected information, any survival check that you were making in this area, you were getting a +2 on.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Before we leave, I want to buy a compass. Or
Sure.
something that's good for that +2.
Navigator kit gives you a +4. I have one. So
Oh,
Navigator kit.
it's in the toolkit.
That
it's one of the
absolutely
ones that's
counts.
options.
Okay.
I've just
That
not
absolutely
seen
counts.
that before. Now I gotta go find that.
Just use the
It
compass
specifically gives you a +4 on orienteering.
Yep.
app. That's like hilariously
Absolutely
specific and awesome.
works.
No, a good portion of the GM section is talking about what to do if you're dropped in Weird Planet with nothing.
Oh.
I gotcha. And there you go. You need navigation.
Yeah, and this is not even Weird Planet.
Oh no, this is
It's just under toolkit.
Yes,
the
there's a
problem
bunch
is
of
It's not.
different
It's not on the.
wilderness
It's not on the
preserve.
grid.
right because
It's
they all
just-
cost the same.
Okay. Does it just say? Yeah, it just says toolkit. Oh shit. Okay. Disguise kit, engineering kit, hacking kit, navigator's tools, professional's tools, rider's kit, trapsmith's tools.
Okay, what kind of bonus does it give?
For the navigator, +4 bonus to survival checks when orienteering.
Just an untyped bonus.
Yeah. just a +4 bonus.
That's amazing.
Yep.
So that is amazing. Can we get one? I'm gonna get one. of
They
those.
cost 20 credits. I
Yes.
have one.
I'm just getting one.
Oh, I'll buy one then. I have the money for
And
that.
and your disarm in your trap smithing gives you a +4 on using either engineering or mysticism to disarm traps. So if you have engineering, buy one. That's a +4. Because
have engineering.
because most traps are going to be
Yeah.
broken by
You said
mysticism
this
or
is the
engineering.
Navigator's toolkit?
No, it's a different toolkit.
No,
It's a different tool. There's a bunch of different
There's
ones.
a bunch. Like
They
it
all
just
cost-
lists one item,
and they all
toolkit.
cost 20 credits.
In the description,
Yeah.
it goes into specifics for each type of toolkit,
Right.
And each type of toolkit gives you a specific bonus for a specific thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you probably
So-
have a hacking kit so that you
Yeah.
can hack. That costs 20. It's a toolkit.
Oh, okay.
I think you get it for free as a mechanic.
No, you do get it for free as a
Right.
mechanic.
Yeah, and
So what do I need to buy for the bonus on traps and the bonus on orienteering?
It's, you need an engineering
nat-
kit and a.
the navigator's
You
kit
need a
gives you orienteering.
a trapsmith tool. I think it's what it's called.
I just had it pulled up.
Yeah, it's a
God.
trapsmith tools and the navigator's tools.
Okay.
It is on page 221. If you have the book.
Trap Smiths. I do. It's just on PDF.
Yep. Trapsmith's Tools provides a +4 bonus to engineering or mysticism checks to arm or disarm traps.
Trap Smiths tools, and then the other one was
Navigator's
the,
tools, and it gives you a
Navigator's
+4 on
Plus
survival
4.
checks that do orienteering.
All right, so that puts our general.
Because I just don't
bonus
have a survival check.
Yeah, I
so
get you.
4 skills.
I can at least
to,
help somebody who does have a
6.
check by doing that.
All right, what's
And I'm broke
our
now. I am actually 0.
what kind of survival skill do we actually have?
I have 2.
I don't have a survival skill, but I can
I'm rolling
help people.
I'm rolling a +6.
Because I can't help people, right?
Is
As
that
long as I
with
get
those
over a 10?
bonuses?
No, I have a,
Yeah, you guys
have a
can
+6 plus
you guys
the other
can
6.
still aid.
yeah.
I am
yeah.
rolling
But
a 5 with no bonuses,
Okay, so,
so I'm only one behind you.
all
So
right.
the real thing is that we're probably better off rolling opposed to each other and having one of these two assist us.
Okay.
I can more than likely be able to assist.
Well, that
because-
kind of suits the way our characters are.
I got that
anyways.
compass
Right,
now.
right.
Okay. So, as far as tracking your resources, what did we figure out that we were doing? Like, we're going to be sleeping most of the day.
Sleeping the day, at most, we're using 2 charges off of a battery for the tent.
Okay. So, figure out.
I can do transfer charges if need be.
So
later
just,
on.
each day figure out how
But
you
I've got a
want
bunch of
to
batteries.
tackle the day.
Okay.
Tell me if you're traveling day or night.
We have 2 tents, yes?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
because I came to this game with one.
Yeah.
In my starting equipment.
But the long story short, we
That
don't have to
finally
get-
paid off.
We don't have to get too granular,
Okay.
but we do need to make sure,
Everything is covered.
yeah.
Okay, so I'm keeping track. Every day, we're going to slash off 4 rations. We have 120 of them, so I'm not worried about it.
Plus 3 weeks. For
And
each of
then
us.
each day I'll tick off
let's take off the
a tent on each side because I've got
those.
tents listed.
Let's the RTEs. Let's
Yeah.
store those back
and then eat these free
Eat
rations.
these
Yeah.
free ones because also these are heavier.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and then I'll tick off the power usage on each tent every day. So
Okay.
They are.
Well, one's a week's worth.
Yeah,
of
one is so it's one bulk for 1 week's of 1 week of.
But
ration.
also, isn't the description of the R2Es basically like it's nutrient sludge that
Yeah,
gives
it's-
you?
it's an L.
no, the R2Es are MREs.
Yeah,
they
they're
are
just like
actual
real world
Oh,
MREs.
okay.
MREs.
Yeah, they're just
They
they
have
have
the
a
little heating-
100-year shelf life.
They have the little heating element and everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they're probably made out of
They
metal
even have-
or
well, metal or the bags or whatever, but they even come with a little dessert.
Lots of calories for marching with.
Yep. So, you guys want to get started marching?
Let's march.
Yep.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's orientate.
So one group, everybody wants to try to orienteer.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
2 groups, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you assist me, and you assist
I'll
him.
assist you. You're assisted.
Oh, good. Okay.
25 total.
Did you assist me?
I've got enough to assist.
Okay, then I got a whopping
That's
18.
a 10, right?
Cool. Okay. So,
My way's faster.
you know,
Probably is.
Okay.
you go your first day. So here's what you find out about this place. It is hot. They did not undersell that one bit. The jungle is dense. Basically, the maximum distance that you can see anything varies wildly from from 10 to 100 yards, depending on just how dense it is. On average, if you had to guess, it's about 90 feet of visibility just because of how dense the jungle is. Let's see here. We already discussed that. So that's going on. Perhaps we need to backtrack a little bit. Let's flash back here.
Okay.
Can anyone here speak Elven?
Nope.
No.
Where did I write my languages? No.
No. Okay.
Can your computer?
I don't know how that works.
Okay, never mind then.
I could try and translate with it with a computer's check.
Well,
Google Translate, take a picture of the word, and hope.
maybe we can get into
That
that.
depends on what your what your data sphere connection is like here. How
So
many bars?
one of the individuals at Terhalu Point can act as a translator. They would want compensation because they are kind of used to this nice, comfortable.
We have this leftover armor, only been licked once.
It's still
As
a
you're-
lie.
As you ask around, essentially, most of the translators would want 600 credits to follow you, and would have their own equipment, would stay out of your way. You know, as long as you don't mismanage anything, they wouldn't be at any risk or harm or anything. You could probably talk them down to a lower price, but if you want a dedicated translator, prices start at 600. Because you are technically going to some elven ruins, it appears, so it would be very useful.
Right.
That being said, if
that's
somebody
cheaper than spells.
Yeah, but I mean, if somebody picked up a book and, studied it in the evenings and happened to gain enough XPs
That's valid.
to put a
every
skill
point
point.
of
Culture gives you a
language.
I definitely can. I've
Really?
got-
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Culture is the new knowledge, local, and linguistics, so it does both.
So you have 3 ranks of cultures.
And I have 4 languages that I picked,
What's your
but I have a
intelligence?
+3 on my intelligence
So that's
score.
why. So you've got 3 more languages.
So you do know Elven.
Yeah, yeah.
How about that?
You were like, wait, we're going to Cashville.
Oh, so
Let me
he's
learn
like,
some
hold
Elven on my
hold
way
on.
over there.
Let me download it to the exocortex.
Right.
Yeah.
I know Elven.
Yeah, I've got just enough space.
What
on
are
Google
2 more
Translate.
languages then we'd want to know just for before we?
Well,
come
we are
across
on
anything?
Castrovel, so I don't know if that was...
Castrovel is a language.
Yeah,
Castrovellian.
Castrovellian
Yeah.
is the local here,
I will
And then
which
learn
is
there's
technically the legitimate
What languages do you
language.
know?
Soki, Draconic, Vesk, and Halfling, and now Elven and Castrovel.
Pick up Aklo.
You know Halfling?
Yeah, I wrote that down just because your
So
character is Halfling.
you have been understanding my cursing with my breath this entire time.
the whole time.
And he's just like hanging out, like pretending like he doesn't.
You say acro.
That's
Aklo.
Aklo. I'm gonna tell you, that is some like Guatemalan type stuff there. Like they will sit there and act like they don't understand a word you were saying, and then like you'll say something real dick, and they'll be like, "Hey man, that's real dick," and you'll be like, "Oh, kill myself, kill myself."
That's real dick.
That's real dick right there, man.
Okay. So day 1, success. Marked all of our stuff. Want to make checks for day 2?
Yes.
Your assistant.
Oh yeah.
Mine's super bad.
Good. Well, okay.
I might be able to make this one.
You're assisted, so.
I know. 35.
Woo. Okay. So
I got a 21, so
You
I can
almost
definitely
doubled it.
assist.
You're able to make full progress that day.
Yeah, so this day I'm going to be like crawling under branches and letting them hit people in the face and stuff like that. And
Why
talk,
are you doing this?
and talk about boot camp.
So you guys are marching a lot during the evening, right? So you're relying on flashlights, torches, like electric torches.
Communication devices.
You sitting there with your phone flashlight.
Or do I have light? I have dancing lights.
So as you are
do that.
Dancing light.
you're about to set
can
up
each
camp
get one.
for the morning. You know, you've got natural light coming in. You're able to turn the torches off. It's not quite that hot yet. You make it to the grasslands. The grasses are very tall. They're seasonally dormant, so there's very few grazers to crop the vegetation. So as a result, the grass can range in height from 3 to 8 feet, making it very difficult to watch for wildlife. Yeah, I know.
I can carry you on my shoulders.
I would rather look at the grass.
Wow. So as you are approaching this area of grasslands where you need to travel, there are dozens of these huge beasts sort of leisurely patrolling the area, knocking aside smaller trees and trampling the area. As you see them trample, you can almost see like these clouds of who knows what, but whatever it is, it almost looks like pollen. They've just, just smashed this big flower and like a puff of pollen comes
Can I
out.
life
Oh,
science
God.
that? Can I life science that?
If you were to get closer, maybe. But it seems like the creature's looking at their behavior anytime there's like a puff of this. Like their sense of smell kind of like turns their head towards it. Like they all seem to be interested. And it seems to be drawing the animals near here. Now, as far as the creature, you can identify what these are with a life science check. It's reduced if you're actually from... Is anybody from Casterville? No? I don't think. Okay.
Doubt
So it'd be a little bit easier if you were.
I didn't even write Homeworld down. I don't know where I'm from.
You may not have seen a kangaroo, but it'd be easier for you to identify one than an off-worlder,
That's butt. I got an 11.
Got an 8.
I also got an 8. I think that is a moose. I've heard about these.
Hold on. Was this that movie?
Oh, no, I'm going to reroll that.
About the
Unless it's not a failure. It
about
just says
the-
reroll
the-
failed check.
Oh,
Memory module.
Oh, wait a second.
That was technically a failed check because you weren't able to identify it.
Right. Let me memory module that.
That's a skill check, and we're all within 10 feet of
All
each
right,
other.
18 that time.
Oh, that's bad.
That is still not good enough.
Oh, Jesus.
You know what? I'll pull a communalism out of my hat. Let's re-roll that. Make that not a 1.
Okay.
That's a 4.
Okay.
There's a grand total of 11.
these.
Not enough.
Yeah, this was that movie about how they took like pre-gap monsters
So
and,
it's the
and made
one
an amusement
on
park
this
out of
page
them.
right here.
Well, that
Right.
thing's a bucket of nightmares, isn't it?
It's
moose.
also gargantuan.
Oh.
Oh, that's
nice.
huge.
So it's like
Well, no, it's gargantuan.
you mix a brachiosaurus with an
Fair.
anteater,
I deserve
give it fur and 2 additional legs.
Yep. So it takes up 20 feet of space. They are immense creatures, and it looks like they could readily crop a tree if they were any near here.
But let's not be trees.
Can we ride
They
it?
are 6-legged. Their
We could
tails
probably all
kinda,
ride one.
their tails seem to fork off into like 3 forks. They appear to have some. They look to be like solitary, like they have this behavior that looks like they're a little bit territorial, but at the same time they don't necessarily mind the fact that there's a bunch of others around here. So
We're not them, so they don't care.
right. They've kind of created like this impromptu moot of multiple creatures with some similar purpose.
Oh,
they
great!
seem to
It's
be.
mating season.
They seem to be attracted to something here, and every time you see one of them, kind of like the big feet, crunch something underneath, you see another big poof, and they all just are very attracted to whatever.
They're stoned.
They might be.
Do we have to go through all this?
Well, there's so many of them, and they're so large. There's not really a good way around it. This is your path.
Okay.
So we have to go through all these creatures.
Right. Well, first
And
off,
or weird pollen.
is the weird pollen is we probably want to turn on
Right.
our...
And the other thing, too, they appear to be herbivores. They're eating grass.
So they probably
That
won't
doesn't
eat
mean
us.
that doesn't know.
That doesn't
Rhinos
mean-
eat grass too, but get close to one.
I said probably.
You're like, oh, it's cool, it's eating grass, and you're dead.
There's a
Hippos,
difference
too.
between eating.
Like hippos are like, man, I love me some seaweed and eating people out of boats.
Oh, jeez.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
Not at all.
So, what do?
Just think you could curb stomp a hippo, too.
Yeah. Here's what I think. I think we put on those. Because is it night right now?
It's morning. It's like you would be camping here soon, but
Let's get on the other
considering-
side of them first.
yeah, considering the proximity.
How about we do this? How about we just reverse ourselves today, environmental seal, walk for 4 more hours, then set up camp and sleep through the last of the hot of the day?
Sounds alright.
Since we got to get past this anyways, and I feel like weird pollen is probably less crazy
I mean,
than...
I don't.
Giant
Yeah.
Roman
I don't know. If
elephant.
we need to navigate
Sasquatch
these,
whales,
if we need
like,
to
what are these
navigate
things?
These guys doing it when we can see them would be better.
And it is morning.
It's
like
morning,
the-
so we've got light.
Yeah, so let's get past them.
Yeah.
Title music provided by Overclocked Remix and created by CFX. Find more great classic game remixes at ocremix.com. Ambient music provided by Tabletop Audio. Original 10-minute ambiances and music for games and stories. Find out more at tabletopaudio.com.